Hi, my name is Ashley Buck, and this is my first book critique. The book I chose for my feature book is called Make Way for Ducklings. The author and illustrator is Robert McCloskey. The genre of the book is a picture book and a children's literature, and the award is a Caldecott Award with a reading level from preschool to second grade. So this book is mainly about two birds, Mr. and Mrs. Mallard, who fly over various potential locations to start a new family. Each time Mr. Mallard selects a location, Miss Mallard finds something wrong with it, and they're both tired of searching. They search all over Boston landmarks such as the Beacon Hill and the Massachusetts State House. The Mallards finally decide on an island in the Charles River. From the island, the Millards visit a policeman named Michael on the shore who feeds them peanuts every day. They found friends and even other duck friends. Shortly after this, the Mallards have babies. Miss Mallard hatched 8 ducklings named Jack, Cack, Lack, Mack, Knack, Ack, Pack, and Quack. After the ducklings are born, Mr. Mallard decides to take a trip up the river to see what the rest of it is like. And Mr. and Mrs. Mallard agree to meet at the public garden in 1 week. In the meantime, Mrs. Mallard teaches the 8 ducklings all they need to know about being ducks. 1 week later, Miss Mallard leads the ducklings ashore and straight to the highway in hopes of crossing to reach the garden. But she has trouble crossing as the cars will not yield to her. Michael, the policeman who fed them peanuts before, stops traffic for the family to cross. And then he calls police headquarters and instructs them to send a police car to stop traffic along the route for the other ducks. The ducks finally cross the highway and make it to the south of the garden where Mr. Mallard is. And Mr. Mallard is waiting for them at the public garden and for the rest of the family. And then finally, the family decides to stay in the garden and they live happily ever after. So I chose this book because it's just a sweet story and it's easy to follow. And I think including animals like this in a story really catches the eyes of little ones. So my first lesson consists of a lesson or a second grade language arts lesson. And so the lesson plan starts out as me reading the book, Make Way for Duckling, and then I will use a TPS strategy, Think, Pair, Share, in a series of steps. So first I will have the students complete the comprehension questions below, and then pair them with other students to discuss the questions. After this, the students will complete the writing assignment also listed below and share it with the class. So this illustrates the Think, Pair, Share strategy. And the Ohio State standards of this are to demonstrate command of the convictions of standard English capitalization, punctuation, spelling when writing. And after this, I wanted them to complete some type of infographic that would include them with their telling the story of where the ducks, the family of ducks, and where they would live. So I decided that they would make a Canva structure or infographic. So this is my example of it, and then I included the link as well. And so I just included places for ducklings to live. And 4 places would be calm sanctuaries, saltwaters and wetlands, protected habitats, and that they travel a lot. So this I would have my students do, and then they would present it to the class. So my second lesson for this book is a first grade math lesson. And so to get the students engaged and motivated, I would coordinate this story with a Raffi song, 6 Little Ducks. And it goes like 6 little ducks went out one day over the hill and far away. Mother duck called quack, 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 but only 5 little ducks came back. And I just thought this was a good way to wake up the students and get them motivated to learn some math. So after the song is finished, I will have these students act out these scenes again to get them motivated and engaged with this lesson. And then this is where the math practice will come in by me incorporating it with subtraction sentences and ending it with an addition sentence when all the ducks return. For example, 0 plus 6 equals 6. And to use collaboration for this math lesson, I decided to use online flashcards. And this would be an example of just one online website that offers this, and you can type in whatever numbers you want to. And the great thing about this website is it is timed, so I think it's like a friendly competition for themselves and not for others to do better. And it's only 10 questions, or you can make it however many questions you want. And I just wanted to focus on addition and subtraction skills from numbers 0 to 9, not to pressure them too much. And the Ohio State standards for this would be to apply properties of operations as strategies to add and subtract. Okay, so my next book that I picked is called Arrow to the Sun. The author and illustrator is Gerald McDermott. The genre is a multicultural and modern fantasy. The award is a Caldecott Award, and the reading level is from preschool to 4th grade. And so this book, in Arrow to the Sun, a boy is born from the sun and begins a quest to find his father. He travels through the world of men, finally finding his way back to the sun. Once there, he must prove himself through a series of tests. Only then can he return to the earth. And the world of men again, in this Pueblo tale, students will visually transported into the world of like folk and oral history that are cornerstones of the Native American culture and tradition. The bold, imaginistic art will captivate the children as it lends to the magical quality of the story. So I believe that this book is just an excellent starting point for Native American studies, as well as a rich journey through the art and the culture of the Pueblo life. The next book I chose is Last Stop on Market Street, and the author is Matt De La Pena, and the illustrator is Christian Robinson. And the genre is a picture book and a children's literature. And it actually won 2 awards, the Caldecott Award and the John Newbery Award, and its reading level is from preschool to 2nd grade. So a little bit about this book is its main character is about a boy named CJ, and every Sunday after church, CJ and his grandma ride the bus across town. But one day, CJ wonders why they don't own a car like his friend Colby does. Or why doesn't he have an iPod like the boys on the bus? How come they always have to get off in the dirty part of town? And each question is met with an encouraging answer from the grandma, who helps them see the beauty and the fun in their routine and the world around them. And this energetic ride through a bustling city highlights a wonderful perspective only grandparents and grandchildren can share, and comes to life through the author's vibrant text and the illustrator's just amazing illustrations. My third book is called Time of Wonder. The author and illustrator is Robert McCloskey. The genre is a poetry and children's literature. The award is a Caldecott Award, and the reading level is from preschool to 4th grade. So this book tells the readers about a family vacation that takes place off a main island. The girl describes every day as a great adventure and how amazed she is by the forces of nature. Her time on the island is spent living in the moment, exploring the rocks which magically transform into a castle. And the girl continues to explore, going under the sea and finding wonderful worlds and animals that people often do not notice. The girl describes the main island as a magical place where the stars at night look like a pair of eyes watching her. The girl plays with her sister and her dog, enjoying the fog of the mornings and the smell of the grass, as well as the power of the sheer wind brought by a hurricane that destroys everything in its way. But even after the storm, everything returns to calm, and at the end of her time on the island, she is ready to return with her family to the big city and face the routine again. In the illustrations of the book, McCloskey and the girl are happy, makes a girl happy in playing and exploring her surrounding in the main island. I really thought this book was great for teaching children that in times of hardship, there's always light behind the darkness. So it has a really great message to it. And my final book that I chose was called Oxcart Man, and the illustrator is Barbara Cooney, and the author is Donald Hall. The genre of this book is a picture book and a children's literature book. The award is a Caldecott Award, and the reading level is from preschool to 5th grade. So this book is based off a journey by the father who runs this farm, and the journey he takes is consisted of days and weeks and even months, and through the changing seasons and the life of the New Englander and his family. The Oxcart Man packs up all his goods, the wool from his sheep, the shawl his wife made, the mittens his daughter knitted, and the linen they wove. He packs the birch brooms his son carved, and even a bag of goose feathers from the barnyard geese. He travels over hills, through valleys, by streams, past farms and villages, and he comes to the Portsmouth market. He sells his goods one by one, even his beloved ox. Then, with his pockets full of coins, he wanders through the market, buying provisions for his family, and returns to his home. And the cycle begins again. And I just thought this was a great message for young children about this is how it actually used to be in the olden days, and it's very different now. So this concludes my time here. Thank you very much.